What's up, couch potatoes? Welcome to Couch Chronicles.
Where we talk about all things real life.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Kelsey, and this is episode 42.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Two little disclaimers. Number one, remember a couple weeks ago how Kristen said, Kelsey looks so beautiful and I look like haggard. Is that what you said? Something like that.
Sure.
Well, I would like to use my Uno reverse card now.
Not true, because I also look ugly.
You look tan and you put makeup on today. I look like I don't even look human right now. What's going on?
You look fine.
Anyways, number two, we're not moving.
Oh my gosh, yeah, surprise you guys. We are not moving. We are staying where we're at.
In a crazy turn of events.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a story for another day. Today's
a special one.
I did not put on makeup today because I might cry during this episode.
I put on makeup today because I thought I had a date and then I didn't. So,
But this episode is going to be very bittersweet because we're doing a little tribute episode because two of our best friends are moving out of California.
it's
It keeps me up at night. I'm so sad about it.
There's I feel like 80% of me is so happy and excited for both of them.
I know.
Because they're both doing things that I feel like just make sense for them. But the other 20% of me is so sad because they're not going to be here.
I know. And so in honor of kind of the end of an era,
Yeah.
we're going to do an episode all about McKenzie and Gaby. And it's going to be about how we all met, our friendships, some of our favorite memories throughout the years, some of our favorite things about them. And I know we're always going to, these are lifelong friends. I know we're always going to be friends with them, but not being able to just go drive and see them on a random day if we wanted to. Not that we did that all the time,
Yeah.
but just knowing that we could,
Yeah.
I just felt, I don't know. I just liked knowing that they were close, you know?
I agree.
So, without further ado, take us back to the very beginning. Well, I guess I have to start because
You met both of them first, I think.
Yeah. So, Gaby was the first ever person that I matched with on Bumble BFF. And so, Gaby and I hung out.
Behind you.
Oh my God. She's checking out the new desk. Gaby and I met on Bumble BFF. She was my first ever new friend in LA. I technically had my roommate and her friend, but they are not friends. So Gaby was my first real friend in LA. And I invited her to Vegas after meeting her twice. And she went to Vegas with me and all my friends from back home.
That's so funny.
And then after once or twice of meeting Gaby, I think I met McKenzie. Me and McKenzie matched on Bumble BFF, so we went out and got drinks. And McKenzie was telling me how she matched with a girl named Gaby who spelled it with one B. And I was like, oh my God, is it this girl? And McKenzie was like, yes. And I'm like, that's the one that I've met. I'm friends with her. So I was like, let's all meet up. Let's go to a rooftop bar and let's all meet up. So this is where Kristen comes in.
Yeah, so then I had matched with just McKenzie on Bumble BFF, and we had been messaging, and she was like, hey, I'm going to get drinks at Hotel Irwin with a few girls. Would you want to come?
Knowing you now, I can't believe you said yes.
I literally, you guys, I was living in a studio apartment in Long Beach, and it was all of my friends before I moved to Long Beach had all basically moved or went to a different job. So we just and I moved out to Long Beach from Riverside. So it was just I was so lonely. So I was so desperate to have a friend, and I was like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. So, and then Gaby invited this other girl, Carla, who we're still friends with, but she moved to Chicago not too long after we all met. But anyway, so the five of us met at a rooftop bar for the first time.
Yeah. Hotel Irwin, shout out
in Venice. I had already met Gaby and McKenzie, but none of the other girls had met each other yet. So we did that, started a group chat, and have been best friends ever since.
Yeah.
And
Basically.
that's kind of the journey that we'll take you on. So, we have actually a list in our phones of like some of our favorite memories that we want to go through.
Kelsey's in charge of it because my phone is plugged in and charging because it was at 12%.
Okay. So I feel like the beginning of our friendship and like how we all became like really close was Kristen lived in Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby lived in West Hollywood.
You lived in West Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I lived in West Hollywood at first. Whoa. Okay. Gabby and I both lived in West Hollywood, like super close to each other. So Mackenzie was in Marina Del Rey.
Mm-hmm.
And Mackenzie lived with her boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Bryant. They're now married. Which we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But since Mackenzie and Bryant were in the middle, we spent almost every weekend.
Yeah, it was
at
basically every
Mackenzie's.
weekend.
Yeah.
There were very few weekends we did not spend
In Marina
in
Del Rey.
Marina Del Rey.
Yeah. And you guys, these weekends, to this day, I swear, were some of the best times
They were
of
like
my life.
Prime time, like living.
Yeah.
for
And you
us.
know what? It was still COVID times. So we would always go, well, we'd start at Mackenzie and Bryant's.
Yeah.
And we always played For the Girls
Yep.
every time. And we drank White Claws.
Yep.
Like all night.
Every single time.
And I would always pick up Gabby, or she would pick me up. We would drive down to Marina.
Mhm.
Kristen would drive up. And then, yeah, we would just drink and play games at Mackenzie's.
And it was always so fun. And sometimes, like, we would be playing games for so long that we'd be like, we gotta call it. We can't even go out tonight.
Yeah.
But I would say 95% of the time we actually went out, and we went out to the Whaler in Venice.
The Venice
It was
Whaler.
like the
If
place
you know,
to
you
be
know.
at the time, like nighttime, like weekends, Venice,
It was
right on the boardwalk.
Yeah,
or, like,
right on the
beach.
boardwalk. And you know it was the place to be because every single time we went, we had to wait like an hour to be seated.
And it was worth it for us.
But it was so fun
It
because
was so much
okay,
fun.
so Bryant would come most of the time, and then he would bring Skinger,
Yeah.
and then May, our friend May, started coming with
Yep.
her boyfriend Mike,
Mm-hmm.
and like we just had this whole big group. But it was us four girls. It was me, you, Mackenzie, and Gabby every time. And we would pregame at Mackenzie and Bryant's, and then we would walk to the Whaler.
Oh my gosh.
We'd
it was
stand in the
always
alleyway.
So much fun. Yeah. We would get to-go drinks or like a to-go snack from that window that's attached to the Whaler. That is the Whaler, you know, like the to-go part.
Yeah.
And then we would go and stand in the alley and wait for them to call us.
Yeah.
To like actually go get a table.
And we always got the fries with garlic aioli.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. It was just so much fun.
The best of times.
Literally the best of times. We always sat on the patio outside because that's all that was open during COVID, I think.
I don't think they had the inside or upper part open. I don't think that they were allowed to.
I don't think so either. Well, they must have at some point though, because that's where we were when we met those guys that I accidentally paid for.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a whole nother night.
Yeah.
There was one night we went out to the Whaler, and I remember we made a TikTok before where we all had a goal, and Gabby's was not to leave early.
Yeah.
Mackenzie's was not to bring weirdo strangers to our table.
Yeah.
Yours was not to text Skinger, and mine was not to do a TikTok dance at the bar. I remember that so clearly.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were the best weekends.
Literally so much fun. It's just so funny how different all four of our personalities are and how well we mesh. Like,
I know.
It just worked. So yeah, that's kind of the pinnacle of our friendship. Like, I feel like that's how it really started. Weekends at the Whaler every weekend. Another time, for Mackenzie's birthday, we went to my place in West Hollywood and we played cards.
Oh my god.
And this was the night that my old roommate started a huge fight with me.
Yeah.
So they all got to witness some of the craziness that my old roommate
Yeah.
was.
No, I want to talk about the next one that you have listed.
Oh, okay. So on the birthday theme.
This is one of my all-time favorite memories, even
Me
though
too.
it is probably the worst at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was Gabby's birthday, and we really wanted to go to Elefante. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby made a reservation to go to Elefante for dinner at 11 p.m.
It was the only thing available.
It was the only thing available. So we were like, you know what? let's fucking do it. Let's just like pregame, full send, and then we'll get to dinner and then do like see where the night takes us.
Keep in mind, this party started at 6 p.m.
Literally 6 p.m. at Mackenzie's place.
Mm-hmm.
She decorated it so
Mackenzie
cute.
always was so good about hosting. She would have so many like little treats, and it would be decorated. She was so good at that.
For Gaby.
And Gaby always brought charcuterie boards. She was our charcuterie board queen.
Yes. And Gaby loves tequila.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, I guess we're like drinking tequila tonight.
And White Claws, mind you.
If I could summarize this night in just one sentence, it is it ruined my relationship with tequila. I have never been the same since with tequila at all. But we were playing just like card games and drinking games and drinking a lot of tequila. I took I don't even know how many shots of tequila. And keep in mind, again, we started drinking at 6 p.m. Reservations were not until 11 p.m. 11 p.m.
And we didn't stop drinking either.
No, there was no break.
Yeah, we did a lot of shots. I remember doing half shots at one point. I was like,
I remember doing half shots, and then I remember putting the shots into my White Claw.
Oh, yep. But yeah, we all were just going crazy for Gaby's birthday. And so then we went to Elefante.
It was the drunkest I've ever been.
I wish I could say the same. I really wish. But Elefante was a whole mess, basically. I feel like we've kind of talked about it before.
I think we briefly talked about it, but yeah, I think it's in one of our like beginning episodes of talking about it. But we got to Elefante. The hostess was a total bitch, and she almost didn't let us in because she said that we were too drunk. But she also made us wait for our 11 p.m. reservation for 45 minutes.
And the kitchen closed at 12.
Yes. And we had dinner reservations. Like,
yeah, we had not had dinner yet.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what we needed, was food.
Yeah. And again, it was COVID times. So you couldn't like loiter outside of like restaurants and stuff. So then the cops showed up because too many people are hanging out, and they were like, what is going on? And we were like, no one's being seated at their tables. But finally we were seated. Also, girl, totally right. We were way too drunk to be there, but
she was awful about it.
She was a bitch.
I almost fought her.
Yeah. That's funny.
Anyways.
So yeah, we get there, we sit down. I know for a fact that I only need water. So all of these girls, you, Gaby, and Mackenzie, all order another drink. And I'm like, these bitches are crazy. I need water. I need water immediately. So I get water. I think we order food. And before my food comes out, I'm like, you guys, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom right now. And I sprint to the bathroom at Elefante. And it's like gender neutral, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
I don't remember. Every time I've gone there, I've been very drunk.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, so I sprinted into the bathroom stall at Elefante, and I vomited multiple times.
Hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey. And I have never been more mortified in my entire life, because we still had a full dinner to get through, and I was like, I don't know how to explain this to anybody.
Yeah.
And then Mackenzie, I think, saw me sprinting to the bathroom or something, and I hear her go, Kristen, are you okay? And I was like, I thought I played that off so well. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Oh my God. Mackenzie is the one in our group, like, who she can drink. She's the best.
Yeah,
she can drink, and then she can rally.
Yeah,
like,
she's so good at it.
She's so strong.
She's so strong.
Gabby is our friend who will throw up every time we drink.
Yeah.
She has tummy issues.
Yeah.
But also one of the best things about this night at Elefante was when we were leaving. When I picked Gabby up for her birthday, like in the morning, me and her went and did something.
You guys had like a day before.
Yeah, I can't really remember, but
because I think I had to work. It was on a weekday or on a Friday, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I remember picking her up and saying happy birthday, and she goes, thanks, I'm ready to end it all.
Oh yeah, tell the story.
So then we're at Elefante, and this table next to us, there's a plexiglass between us because of COVID. But we were like talking to them because it was the guy or the girl's birthday too.
Yeah.
And I think they were turning 26 too.
Yeah.
So we were, which is so crazy that we celebrated each other's like 25th, 26th birthdays together. And now we're all turning 30. Like, that's insane.
That is crazy.
But we're getting up to leave, and Gabby they were like, no, sorry. Rewind. We weren't leaving yet. We were just talking back and forth. It was very friendly, open conversation. And then Gabby makes the same joke about like being ready to end it all.
Yeah, but to this table.
To the table. They stopped talking to us.
Yeah, it was too dark for them.
They stopped talking to us.
Too dark. They stopped talking to us. They immediately just like looked at us and turned away. And we were like, oh.
But I feel like that just sums up Gabby's humor too.
Yeah, it was.
Like, that's so Gabby.
It was so funny. I was too drunk to honestly realize anything that was going on, and I feel like at this point my head might have been on the table and I might have been asleep. So
yeah, it's very possible. Yeah. So yeah, it was a shit show of a night, but like one of the best memories ever.
Yeah.
We got back to Mackenzie.
It got even messier when we got back.
Because we got back. Kristen's throwing up in a bush.
I couldn't stop. I was so afraid to walk inside because I didn't want to throw up inside.
Yeah. Gabby is sprinting inside to throw up in the bathroom.
Yeah.
At one point, we're all inside. Kristen's asleep on the couch. Mackenzie's asleep on a chair. Gabby's asleep on the floor outside the bathroom. And it's just me awake. I'm like, what happened?
Kelsey has such a good video of it somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe I'll share it on our Instagram.
It's so funny.
It's just so funny. So that was one of my favorite
that
memories
was our,
with
like,
those girls.
Party girl era.
We went on a lot of trips together.
Yeah, we
did. Girls.
did.
We went to Santa Barbara,
Scottsdale,
Palm Springs,
Big Bear,
Nashville for Mackenzie's bachelorette.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And we came to San Diego.
Yeah. Okay, I have two distinct memories from Big Bear about Mackenzie and Gabby.
Oh my gosh, tell.
Okay, so we went to Big Bear. It was all of our first time going, I think. Half of us had never snowboarded or skied before, but like it was all a new thing. We stayed in a cabin. It was so fun. We decided to practice on the bunny hill, and I remember Gabby was on skis. Yes. Gabby gets halfway down the bunny hill,
barely,
takes off her skis, walks down the rest of the way, and was like, I'm done.
It was the most Gabby thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
It was so funny. I think, didn't she try snowboarding later or something? And
I think
she
it was
did. Easier?
Yeah, I think you're right, but she still was like, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm done here.
Yeah. One thing about Gabby is if something is not for her, like she's not gonna do it.
It was so funny. I just remember looking up and seeing her walk with
we were
her
like,
skis.
Oh, there's Gabby.
We were like, oh, Gabby's done.
And then my distinct memory of Mackenzie on this trip, it actually may have been the next year or 2 years later, but we were all in the hot tub.
Oh,
Kristen was in the shower.
This was a different trip.
Yeah, because it was a different house, I remember. And we were getting out of the hot tub, but everything outside of the hot tub was frozen.
It was full of ice.
Yeah, ice everywhere. They did not de-ice for us.
No.
And Mackenzie took one step outside the hot tub and slipped. But as she was falling down, she was like, oh no, or like, oh goodness, like something so wholesome. Like, as she's falling.
It probably was, oh goodness.
And there was so much blood. Like, she left a trail of blood going inside.
I was inside in the shower, and all of a sudden, I hear like a knocking at the door, and it's Kristen. And I'm like, hi, what, are you okay? And then I open the door, and there's like blood, a trail of blood coming into the Airbnb.
Yes.
From the hot tub. And then I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
But one thing about Mackenzie is that no matter what's going on, like she's going to have a smile on her face and she's going to be like, oh, it's fine. It's nothing.
It was so funny.
Oh my gosh. Mackenzie's also our friend who's always late. Like she's going to be late. Whatever time we tell her, we know she's showing up later than that time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But so many good memories on those trips. I remember we went to Palm Springs and me and Gabby really wanted to do karaoke, but then the line was too long. So we went back to the house and we made up like a whole dance to a High School Musical song, and then we performed it in front of our friends.
They performed it in front of all of us. It was fantastic. 10 out of 10. It was so good.
It was so fun.
One time I got stood up on a date, and Gabby was our only friend available to go get drinks that night. And we went and got drinks together at Jameson's.
Oh.
And it was so funny. It was like one of the only times that Gabby and I like did something together, just the two of us.
Yeah. My gosh.
Because it usually is in a group.
Yeah, it was usually in a group. And then there were a couple times, once we moved to the marina, we were like walking distance from McKenzie. So like me and McKenzie went on like bike rides and stuff every so often.
Or did little walks.
Yeah, went on little walks. We did go on walks with the four of us too sometimes. Like we just went on little hot girl walks.
Little bento came.
Like so many memories, Palm Springs. And I love our Scottsdale memories too. Like going to like the clubs in Scottsdale. Do you remember that?
Do I remember? Yeah, because it was my worst nightmare, but it was so fun.
And then one time we got this beautiful house in Palm Springs, and we got like stuff to make at home. Like we got like sandwich stuff, and we made homemade tacos the first night, and then we had mimosas.
Joey's trying to eat into that bag.
We had mimosas out by the pool like all day.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good trip.
That was a really good trip. I loved that one.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And then Santa Barbara was really fun too. I remember we ate breakfast at this really good restaurant.
Oh my god. The biscuits and gravy I think were the best that I've had.
Yeah.
Out here at least.
So many Saturday fun days with this group.
Oh my god.
So many memories.
That was like not only going out in Marina Del Rey like on the weekends was like our like go-to thing. Then we started to day drink. And then we started to like do brunches and Saturday fun days.
The Independence was our spot.
R.I.P. Independence.
I can't believe
Santa Monica.
Gone. I'm so sad.
It was
spot.
Prime location. It was so much fun. We would get messed up. So many mimosas.
Mm-hmm.
And then
somebody almost always cried, and it was almost always me.
Yeah. Yep.
It was never Gabby, but Gabby always threw up every time.
Yeah.
And
I took the crying trophy a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure.
And then we would always go to the waterfront.
And we would sometimes go to Big Dean's.
And we'd get corn dogs and
hot dogs. But on our walk down, there would be street corn and elote from like the vendors that are like on the pier. And it was so good and so much fun.
Literally the best of times. One time we all got in one of those wagon things on the back of a bike.
Oh
and it
my
was all
god!
four of us.
Yeah,
and one of us, I want to say it was McKenzie, was like laying across the top of us.
I think McKenzie was laying on us.
Oh my god,
that was so funny.
And then we just talked about this kind of recently, but there was a time that we did the animal themed movie night.
Oh my god, yeah, we did just talk about that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
Every time the four of us would try to sit down and watch a movie, we'd end up just yapping through the whole thing.
No, I don't think we've ever actually watched a movie together, like, and finished it and paid attention the whole time.
No. We've had so many game nights, though. I remember they were just here not too long ago, and we all, like, ordered different food places.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm getting so sad.
I know.
Okay, there was also the Jimmy party.
Right. Mackenzie wasn't there for that.
Yeah, she was Jimmy Buffett.
She was. Oh, yeah, she was. That's right.
We had one of our old friends. She's an enemy now, but she got a job at Jimmy Kimmel, doing freaking COVID testing. Okay, like whatever. But besides the point. So we had a Jimmy party. And so I was Jimmy from Yellowstone.
I was Jimmy Neutron.
Gold. It was gold. Mackenzie was Jimmy Buffett. And then Gabby was Jim Hopper from Stranger Things. And we wore these costumes well. Like, we really went all out.
I bought the red shirt. I wore, like, baggy jeans, white tennies, and I got a wig, like a Jimmy Neutron wig.
Insane. I bought a bald cap.
Yes.
I wore a bald cap, men's jeans, a big old belt. Gabby had, like, a whole Ranger outfit on. Yeah. Mackenzie had an air guitar or a blow-up guitar.
The Hawaiian shirt. It was so funny.
But we went out in West Hollywood.
Yeah, we went out in West Hollywood.
We went to Barney's Beanery.
Yeah, in our little outfits.
And it was so much fun.
And we saw Gavin Leatherwood there. If you know, you know. And I was already in love, but I fell even more in love
Yeah.
seeing him in person. He was so hot.
And I'm pretty sure when we saw him, some random group had asked to borrow my hat for something.
Yes.
And I said, yeah, no problem. And then I gave them my hat, forgetting that I was wearing a bald cap underneath.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that was embarrassing.
That was so
But
funny.
It was really fun. Anyways, honestly, there's so many memories of these girls.
I was just going to say, I feel like this is just like scratching the surface of like our all-time favorites. And there are like a million more we could talk about.
It's true.
But we would be here all night.
I honestly am so sad that this era is coming to an
know.
end.
I'm so sad, but I'm also so excited for both of
I
them,
know.
like individually.
I know, me too. But anyways, Mackenzie and Gabby, we love you guys so much. We know that we'll all be friends forever, and we'll start our little book club podcast or like group diary.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Aww.
yeah.
But seriously, like, I could not be more thankful for this group of girls that we have. Like,
Same.
the last 5 years, like, we all met in October of 2020. And so it's almost been 5 full years of knowing these girls. And it has made my life.
Yeah, so many things have happened. There have been so many changes.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's been growing up. Like, it's crazy.
I feel like we've all been through we went to Mackenzie's wedding.
Yeah.
We were all at Mackenzie's wedding. Like, we watched her get engaged and married.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember.
And, like, we knew Bryant, too.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, we really did make, like, a really good group of friends. Like, we all genuinely really love each other.
They were all, like, really good people.
And we've just, like, seen each other through so much. And you know what? Gabby and I were actually texting about it the other day. And Gabby made a really good point. In high school, you have your, like, high school friends, sometimes childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then oftentimes you all move away for college.
Yeah.
And then same thing in college. You make so many good friends in college. And then a lot of times you move away.
Yeah.
In your adult life, usually when you make adult friends, you all stay in the same place.
Yeah.
But I feel like when your place is like California, if
Southern
you're not
California,
from here,
yeah,
a lot of times you don't stay.
I just feel like we're in one of those spots. And I also feel like it's different now for people our age. I feel like a lot more people our age are traveling.
Yeah.
But I do agree, like, we're just in a very transient, like, part of the U.S.
Yeah.
Where people are just, like, coming and going. And it's hard because, like, you make such good friends and then not a lot of people stay here forever. And it's really expensive, too. So I get that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big reason that a lot of people don't stay. But, like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm so thankful to have met, like, all of our friends, but especially the two of them because they'll be leaving us.
I know. And they're the OGs. Like, the four of us are the OGs. And, like, I guess I just never imagined the day where we wouldn't all be in the same place anymore.
I know, it's crazy.
And
I'm just crossing my fingers and praying to the universe that you guys are gonna come back.
Yeah, and then we can all live in the same city, preferably.
Yeah, we can all just get houses in the same neighborhood.
But either way, we will definitely be coming to visit you guys, and our place is always open for you guys. And
always.
Seriously, thank you so much for all the things you've done for us the last few years. We could not be more grateful to have you in our lives, and we're super excited for your next adventure.
Yeah. And we'll post a little, like, slideshow on Instagram of a bunch of pictures of all of us through the years.
Some of our favorite memories.
Yeah. So look out for that.
But we have many, many, many more memories to make, so don't forget about us.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's where we'll wrap up so we're not yapping all night.
I know. I'm going to probably cry tonight, and I'm going to definitely cry when we have their going away party.
Oh my God, 100%.
But yeah, just very grateful. And you guys, next week, we finally will be releasing our episode with Marine Guy.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So tune in for that. But I know this episode was really just for Mackenzie and Gabby, so thank you if you're not Mackenzie and Gabby if you listened. But just make sure that you are really soaking in all the moments that you're having right now while you're having them, because really, like, the times go so fast, and one day you're going to be like, I miss the good old days. So try and hang on to them while you're in them, because you just never know.
Yeah.
All right.
But, all right.
Love you guys so much. Love you so much, Mackenzie and Gabby.
So much. If you're not Mackenzie and Gabby and you're still listening, thank you so much. Follow us on all of our socials. We are on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. All Kouch Chronicles, both with a K. You know the drill.
And we will see you guys next week.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.